of Michigram, a global solution to cope with loss, moving at the speed of life. And we are here having a community on our YouTube channel. So welcome if this is your first time. Welcome back if you have been following our series, which we rotate topics of discussion among tribute, cope, and share. And they all kind of intertwine anyhow, but we like to focus on one at a time as well. And today's topic is on paying tribute. So I always will notice memorials in the newspaper. I always did. And listening to people share their stories inspired me to create Michigram. And you could find out more about my story in the menu page on our website under Patricia Frudenberg. So getting back to paying tribute. So when I open the paper, there's always going to be somebody in it because that is the harsh reality of life. And it is beautiful that we can leave legacies. It's not nice when, you're going through it freshly, like somebody passing away, days prior, weeks, months. This year with coronavirus, it does always get easier a little bit at a time. It's finding the strength within to get through it. But there are ways to make it a little easier and a little speedier. And building a community like this Mornings with Michigram is part of that journey. And we are here to help you. And that's why we called it Mornings with Michigram, because it's a new spin on mourning. It's going to help you embrace life through the journey of losing somebody that you love. And maybe it's somebody you don't even know personally. For me today, I really redirected a little bit because I saw a beautiful memorial service for Jim Dwyer, and he was a renowned journalist, a waymaker, a Pulitzer winner, author, and really there are not enough words to really recognize the wonderful things that he has brought to this world. And unfortunately, he passed away during coronavirus, not due to coronavirus, but during coronavirus. And I wasn't planning on paying tribute to him again because I had mentioned his name when he passed in November. But watching his memorial service, which I felt privileged to watch, and thank you for sharing at Digimentors that recorded it for their family as a tribute to Jim Dwyer. I learned even more beautiful things about Jim Dwyer, so I wanted to give an extra shout out to his legacy. And in that memorial service, he was speaking. It was so beautiful to be able to hear him speak live, although he's passed away, and a clip of him as a spokesperson and keynote speaker at the Innocence Gala. And I learned from his friend in that memorial service that they gave to him, which was really heartwarming, really empathic, beautiful things were shared from family members and friends. So bittersweet. But again, these are the facts of life. There is no way around it. And nobody wants to ever have to think about losing somebody that close to you that you love or admire. But it's the hard facts. So let's take the good out of it. And when I was listening to his friend share about his journey with Jim Dwyer and the Innocence Project, and he spoke. They showed a clip of him speaking as a spokesperson, like I said, and he mentioned a quote which is so beautiful. Obviously, I had to look into it, I had to research it, and I love quotes. You know, a lot of us do, and you'll find quotes in our menu tab on Instagram because sometimes you are at a loss for words, and you know, quotes are quotes for a reason. You know, again, part of those mysteries of life, but we all hang on to those quotes because those quotes sometimes become historic, like the one that Jim Dwyer shared at the Innocence Project. And I looked into it, and I'm going to share the link to the Department of Defense, where I researched more about this particular quote that he shared. And it was a quote from Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and he shared a quote that, well, again, I don't want to mess it up, so I'm going to read it because I printed it. This was when Martin, you know, in lieu of when Martin Luther King led the 1963 March on Washington for jobs and freedom. He described to the Secretary of Defense, and you can read that story in the link I shared. I don't want to get too off course, but Jim Dwyer quoted Dr. Martin Luther King, "Fierce urgency is now." And that was profound for me. So I looked into it, and I found it on, you know, the Department of Defense and the whole story and the other people it inspired, that quote. And again, great stuff. And it's amazing. From one memorial, from one person's legacy, led me to gems of history. So I wanted to share. And again, this episode is not about sharing, but like I said before, it intertwines. It all kind of is connected, and that's what we're here about, being connected as a community. And the silver lining from coronavirus, I was saying today in a conversation I had earlier with a colleague that, you know, we might have taken for granted going to events. Sometimes, even though we always enjoyed events, and hopefully we could continue going soon enough, a lot of times it was taken for granted. Like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, it's going to take a long time to get there. Oh, I worked all day. I don't know if I'm up to socializing. But guess what? When that was taken away from us because of coronavirus, you know, that was like, wow. And now we really know how much a community and connection is important to us. And thank God that we're in a digital era. Imagine like when it was like the plague and the flu from 1919, or don't quote me on that year, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. That we have to, again, take the good out of it and find the good and find the light within us, to share the legacies, and at the same time you're creating your own legacy, because everyone does want to be remembered. I would think so. I'm going to share. Before I go on to sharing a couple of other tributes, I want to let you know a little something else about Jim Dwyer, which I learned only recently by watching this memorial service that I was fortunate enough to watch. So he was part of the Innocence Project, which, again, I got to view him in the memorial speaking at. And the Innocence Project, as his friend explained, you know, was a project to release people that were put in jail wrongfully, you know, and he assisted in Calvin Johnson's Jr. release. He was convicted of rape and was serving like a life sentence. And again, with the persistence of Jim Dwyer, taking, you know, the fierce urgency of now, using that quote from Martin Luther King, and really profound stuff here. And I am thankful that I got to learn that about him and about the Innocence Project. And he was released due to DNA evidence that did not match up. So again, tributes to Jim Dwyer, and may his legacy live on forever. So there were, you know, again, like I said, every day, unfortunately, we're going to find somebody that passed away. And I want to give a shout out to another amazing journalist that we got to learn a little bit more about. Also, watching one of my favorite shows, the New York Times Read Along. They put on a great show. They're on all the socials. Check them out. Anyway, the Neil Sheehan. He was a New York Times Pentagon Papers reporter, and breaking news stuff, great stories. Again, I don't want to get off course into each person. I just want to give a shout out. Here we go. There is another Newsday contributor, which is here in Long Island, New York. Carol got caught gross, 78. Gee, then another one, 65. She was a Bond actress, Tanya Roberts. Here they are. It's again. Tribute to them, and any day now, possibly today or tomorrow, I will keep everyone posted that we will be going live, launching. If you've already installed our prior version, you are going to have to uninstall to be able to download the new version. But on this platform, we will be able to post these beautiful legacies and share, comment, and create a community for global support. Michael Apted, 79. He was again a British director, and he did films like Coal Miner's Daughter, some James Bond films. The World Is Not Enough. He also died too young, but it's always going to be too young in my book. I wish everybody longevity and health and wellness. But the facts of life is that, corona happens, cancer happens, accidents happen, heart failure happens. So through our losses, let's embrace our life, because I am sure that your loved one wants you to embrace this journey, of life and life through loss. Again, Eric Jerome Dickey, 59, best-selling novels, like Sister, Walking with the Enemies. Again, amazing people passed away way too soon. And here's some, local people, Salvatore, he passed away, it wasn't Corona. He passed away in 2012, almost a decade ago. And here his family is giving a shout out, a happy birthday, January 8th, same day as my grandpa, January 8th. That was my grandpa Angel. I posted him. And I do share a lot of these images on our channel here on YouTube. If you want to look at our Everyone Wants to Be Remembered playlist. Here's Catherine, another beautiful face. Again, she passed away before coronavirus, but here her family is also remembering her 80th birthday, and who knows if they hear us, but it feels good to know that we're remembering them, because like I said, everyone wants to be remembered. And on Miss You Graham, everyone will be remembered. So, again, Frank, and here he goes, 2003. It's quite a while ago. Over 20 years, and, not over 20 years, but in quite a while. So, 17, 18, yeah. Frank, here he goes. Sorry. I read these, and they really touch my heart, and it makes me happy to know that people are going to have a place to post these, easy peasy, and I am here to keep legacies going on forever. So again, here's Irene, and Richard. Again, just a few. We could go on and on and on. Again, this is what Miss Graham is about. Infinite love, the new white light, moving at the speed of life. Like I said, it's a digital world, and we have to take the good with the bad. So the good is that we can connect now on another level, even if we can't do live events. Hopefully we can soon enough, though. So here are sweatshirts if you want to support our cause, and we are a Prosper for Purpose company. So please help us share the love and solution to cope with loss. Here we go. Here's our slogan, everyone wants to be remembered. And with that being said, I want to remind that I have a a focus group for the first 25 members of our private Facebook group. So if you'd like an invitation, please check us out on Facebook in groups. Miss You Graham app, that's MISS-U-GRAM app, and that is the private Facebook group. Now you can join as a group. Well, you'll be asked some security questions, nothing personal, and the first 25 are receiving a water bottle. So for signing up and downloading our app, and as of now we have 5 first members, and we are rolling out slowly. And with that being said, I look forward to seeing you next week, and we will be talking about coping. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful week.